Choreb Beruach, Sword of the Spirit. Interpreted and narrated by Wendy. Bereshit, Genesis, Chapter 4. This is the Sefer, scroll of the generations of Adam, in the day that Elohim created Adam. In the likeness of Elohim he was made. Male and female were created, and he endowed them, and he called them Adam in the day they were created. And Adam lived 130 years. Then he begot a son in his own likeness, after his image, and he called his name Shet. And the days of Adam after he had begotten Shet were 800 years. Also he begot sons and daughters. And all the days that Adam lived were 930 years. Thus he died. And Shet lived 105 years. Then he begot Enosh. And Shet lived after he begot Enosh 807 years. Also he begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Shet were 912 years. Thus he died. And Enosh lived 90 years. Then he begot Cainan. And Enosh lived after he begot Cainan 815 years. Also he begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Enosh were 905 years. Thus he died. And Cainan lived 70 years. Then he begot Mahalalel. And Cainan lived after he begot Mahalalel 840 years. Also he begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Cainan were 910 years. Thus he died. And Mahalalel lived 65 years. Then he begot Yared. And Mahalalel lived after he begot Yared 830 years. Also he begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Mahalalel were 895 years. Thus he died. And Yared lived 162 years. Then he begot Chanuk. And Yared lived after he begot Chanuk 800 years. Also he begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Yared were 962 years. Thus he died. And Chanuk lived 65 years. Then he begot Metushelach. And Chanuk walked with Elohim after he begot Metushelach 300 years. Also he begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Chanuk were 365 years. And Chanuk walked with Elohim, and was not, for Elohim took him. And Metushelach lived 187 years. Then he begot Lamech. And Metushelach lived after he begot Lamech 782 years. Also he begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Metushelach were 969 years. Thus he died. And Lamech lived 182 years. Then he begot a son. And he called his name Nuach, consolation, saying, "This one, he will be a consolation for us, concerning the work and toil of our hands, because of the Adamah which he who exists has cursed." And Lamech lived after he begot Nuach 595 years. Also he begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Lamech were 777 years. Thus he died. And Nuach was 500 years old. Then Nuach begot Shem, Ham, and Yepet.